Sky Squad, we are back in the building and we have got to talk a little bit of tea and we got to talk a little bit of Jersey. So, if you guys haven't already done so, be sure to tap in, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button, and like this video if you like reality TV related content. All right, so you guys know that the trip is still on. Okay, so be sure to tap down into the link if you are trying to go to Bali, get your deposit in so we can get this thing going. Okay, and also the book 2, The Wickedest Wives, book 2, A Vicious Reality, will be out on May 14th. Be sure to also pre-order that on Amazon as well. With that being said, let's get into the Atlanta tea of it all. Okay, our friends over at TV Deets are letting us know that it looks like we've got some movement on the Real Housewives of Atlanta front, but there's a slight issue. And that slight issue is that, according to Radar Online, season 16 will begin filming in early summer. However, the issue is that so far, Bravo has only confirmed Kenya Moore and Portia Williams as part of the cast. Okay? As we talked about. All right. So, you know, if you were hoping to catch the tea about Portia and Simon, one never knows. I mean, but I don't know if you should count on getting any of that tea because by the time the episodes air, they will finally probably be divorced. Okay. So who knows what's about to happen. You know, I read here, I read one of the comments that says Bravo sabotages franchise like there's no tomorrow. Um, I feel like there was an easy fix for all of this, and I'm just not sure what they are thinking. But I guess it would be better to wait to potentially have a solid cast than to go head first into filming and there's nothing to film. And will Portia even speak on her divorce? Or will she avoid it? My fear is that, we're going to get a Portia who is very much mute on the topic. And I love Portia. Portia's funny. She brings the laughs. She's whimsical. She has the fashion. She's funny. She's great television. But will she give us the story that is actually going on in her life as it is at present? And then by summertime, will it even be a factor anymore? Or will you still be interested? Let us know in the comment section down below. Now, let's get into a little bit of Married to Medicine tea. So, Married to Medicine is currently filming. Now, I have to shout out to our friends over at Housewives of ATL, who is always bringing the heat with the tea, okay? Always bringing the heat with the tea. And they are saying that Basketball Wives LA alum Angel Love is set to join Married to Medicine season 11. So the caption reads, one of my boos just let me know Angel Love, who was on a season of Basketball Wives LA, will be joining next season of Married to Medicine. I like her. She's also a registered nurse, and I think she'll fit in nicely. So you see Drew Sidora has commented and said, this makes sense for my girl. Megan James has commented. A lot of people have been commenting. I actually see, or I had seen a comment that I thought I saw someone say she is connected to Quad. Okay. So if she's connected to Quad, then that may be a very, very good fit for Angel and the show, right? Because who are Quad's alliances outside of Dr. Heavenly? But they can go back and forth, right? We could have said it was Phaedra, but the season ended on an interesting note with the two of them. And I do feel like Angel kind of fits in with a demographic that could also work well potentially with Sweet Tea. But if she's really close with Quad, who knows how that will turn out? Okay. So that's just the word on the curb, y'all. Word on the curb. At this point, to be honest with you, I am much more excited about Married to Medicine than I am Real Housewives of Atlanta. I just feel like they just waited too long. And it's like back in the day, you could wait. It's like a Sade album, right? And granted, I think of a Sade, I think Sade is probably one of those only people that could do this, okay? That can wait 10 years and come out with an album, or, remember how Rihanna back in the day used to pump out albums year after year after year after year after year, right? And now she's taking this long break because she's been so successful in all these other things, right? So when you look at the music industry these days, everybody is, you got to move quick. You got to move quick. But we also want something solid, right? So if Atlanta can come back with something solid, then I think they got a fighting chance. But if they wait too long, I just kind of feel like they're going to lose momentum. You know what I mean? And I feel like that momentum is steadily being lost. And I just don't know if it's even going to be as exciting for people anymore, because when you have a show like Married to Medicine that was just heating up the way that it did, I just don't know that do we still need it? That's the question that it then becomes. Or should we focus on overall Housewives of New Orleans? Should we go to a new direction? What should we be doing at this point? All right. So that's the tea with Married to Medicine, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's talk about the Real Housewives of New Jersey. We are back for season 14. We have the first episode that aired last night. It is called Birthday Bombshell. Okay. So let's set the tone for our recaps for this particular show. All right. This show has had its share of toxicity as well. And in thinking about how we process these types of things, particularly like the Melissa and the Joe of it all, and the Teresa of it all, and luckily we won't be getting much of that this season, thank God. But it does seem like there's still some craziness at play on this show. So what I have come to the conclusion is this: if you are a tree hugger, okay, or if you are part of the tree troop, or whatever the Teresa fans are called, and if you are part of the Gorga party or whatever they called, listen, don't bring that energy over here, okay? Because I ain't gonna say nothing that you want to hear, and that's just the way it's gonna be, right? I'm just gonna give it to you how I see it. How I see it today could change tomorrow. And that's just going to be how it is, okay? Because I might have a different thought tomorrow, all right? I might get some new intel tomorrow. I might have an epiphany tomorrow, okay? But I'm going to tell you how I feel right now. So as we head into this new season, we knew that there was going to be this divide amongst the cast, wherein Teresa is not speaking to Joe or Melissa. They don't want to speak to her, or they don't want to even speak about her. So I think that is probably for the best at this point if you want to keep this show moving in a different direction. We also learned in this episode that Margaret does not even want to hear Teresa's. Margaret gets so worked up into a tizzy when Jen Fessler brings up Teresa's name. She's just it's a small conniption, to be honest with you. And I don't know. It was interesting to me. She just seemed to just become a flutter. You know what I'm saying? So let's rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10. If you happen to see it, let us know in the chatterization down below what you would rate the episode on a scale of 1 to 10. For me, I'm gonna give it an 8. Now, for a season premiere, what I did like about it was that it moved relatively fast. They got so many characters on the show that I don't even really feel like we got much time to really dig into anybody's stories that deep, except maybe Rachel and John, okay? Um Melissa's and Teresa's, and oddly Jen Fessler's, and this guitar. Okay, um, I I felt like it definitely lacked the punch that uh, mm, I think that it lacked the explosiveness of what we saw with Love and Marriage Huntsville, but but it kept to the Jersey formula, which is that a huge bombshell is dropped at the beginning of the season that will impact likely Teresa and someone else for the rest of the season. I mean, the thing that I feel like, whether you like Teresa or not, and she's not my favorite reality TV star, to be very honest with you, but the thing that I cannot ever take away from Teresa is that she is always active. If they have made her the face of the show, it is because she does show up to work, and she shows up ready, willing, and able to go at it with whomever. It could be you, it could be your husband, it could be your dog, it could be your grandmama, it could be your sister in law, it could be your baby. It does not matter. Teresa is going to go ham, and she's going to go in. And for that, I feel like when I look back over the course of some other shows, particularly Potomac, where you have the face of a show who gives us nothing, or Beverly Hills, Kyle, who chooses to give us nothing. Um, and then they're still uber supported by the network. For some reason, it's like their mere presence is cause enough for them to be paid top dollar. I remember seeing there was a clip last week about Andy Cohen being grilled about Kyle not being forthcoming about her relationship with Morgan. And if the guest was asking if it was a rumor or not, whether or not Kyle would be forced to talk about these things. And Andy's like, well, Kyle's always welcome back. And I'm like, bro, like, why? Like, tenure should not equate to whether or not you keep your job. It should be whether or not you actually doing your job. Okay. Everybody else we all got to show up to work and do something. So Kyle should not just be able to sit there in the background unless she just wants to be a friend. Okay. If you want to be a friend of and not have that much story, then girl, be a friend. Sit in the background. Let somebody else take center stage. Let Lisa Vanderpump come back if for all that matter. I mean, if you're not going to do anything, then at least let somebody who knows how to work it and be seen knows how to do. Okay. Now, speaking of friends getting a lot of airtime, Jen Fessler, the entire episode is really revolving around Jen Fessler's birthday party, her 55th birthday party. And so I just feel like she got more airtime than Danielle. You know what I was like, where is Danielle? I mean, I saw Danielle for a hot second and then some flashbacks. We learned early on that Rachel is throwing this party in conjunction with Jen Fessler's husband. And we also learned that she has invited all the ladies because Jen wants all the ladies to be there. So she has had to reach out to Teresa, who responded, but Jennifer Aiden did not respond. Okay. Now, when we see Teresa, she is getting one of her girls ready for college and whatnot. And why is it? Is it just me? Or is it that every time I see Teresa and Louis, I feel like she's trying to sell him to us? Does anybody else feel like that? Does it feel like that to y'all? I feel like she's trying to convince us that she is happy and that he is good for her, and that he is a good man, Savannah. That's what I feel like every time they are in a scene together with their family. Look at what he's doing for me. Look what he did for me. Look at how happy I am. Look at this. Oh my God, everyone is so happy and blended. Yay. and it just feels unnatural to me. I feel like just cook the dinner. Just do what you got to do. Just handle the business. But you ain't got to sell him to me and the audience. Girl, if you like it, we love it. Okay? That's how I feel about it. I'm at the point now where, listen, I do not get invested in nobody else's. I just can't do it no more. As especially as of this week, I cannot be invested in the nuances of these relationships, particularly if it feels like it's some red flags there. Then you're gonna have to deal with that on your own, because you know what it is. I don't get involved in my friends relationships, so I definitely am not about to. I will observe, but I can't absorb. Okay, I cannot absorb. That is the best. That is the most healthy way that I have come to dissect these shows. That is the conclusion that I've come to. I was thinking about it today. I was like, I can observe, but I can't absorb. So, girl, if you like it, we love it. Okay, but you ain't got to sell us to him every time y'all alone or y'all in this family scene together. If you look, nobody else is doing that. It feels like it just doesn't seem that way. Um, we get Melissa, who is also preparing one of her Antonia, for college as well. It's a shame that the two families are having these college experiences with kids obviously the same age, and are the kids even able to talk and see each other like their cousins at this point? Like, what is that like? You are having a similar experience, and then y'all can't even come together as a family to celebrate this. That I think is sad to me, and I think it's going to take for them to not be on this show in order to build some type of relationship. But the problem is, I personally feel that Melissa is likely in the most danger of being on the chopping block after this season, simply because Teresa is so activated all the time that Melissa is just a very neutral force, right? And you don't have anyone else on this show who is as explosive as Teresa as of yet. Okay. And that could be somebody like a Jennifer Aiden, but Jennifer Aiden is also aligned with Teresa. But then I think we're going to see that with Danielle Cabral. So, but I think she's going to have to be pushed to that point, as I think we're going to see later on in the season. So we'll have to see how that shakes up. But if the network had to choose, they're going to choose Teresa over Melissa. I think this is going to be a case of tenure and resume over anything else, to be honest with you. Which is unfortunate, because I think that Melissa does add a great soft dynamic to the show. Let's move on to again, Margaret is in the tizzy. She don't want to talk about Teresa. There is now, as we talked about earlier with the birthday bombshell being the title of the episode, we learn that there are rumored. Well, first of all, John Fuda, and Louis still got beef from last season, right? And so Louis has contacted John to try to talk to him before the event. Now, in real life, I am on the side of Louis, okay, in terms of how this is being handled, right? If we are going to work this out, it's probably best to not do it at a social event, because it's going to cause chaos and a scene at this woman's birthday party, okay? And the last thing this woman need when she turning 55 is two grown men fighting and knocking over her cake and candy all over the floor like Teresa did. Did y'all see Teresa when she was leaving that party? She was throwing that candy in that bag, and not a piece of candy into that bag. All the Starbursts are on the floor. Okay, that was all I was thinking about. All that wasted candy. And Teresa and this pony. Wait, hold on. I got to pull this up. If I got to pull this up, because this right here, this took me out of Dodge when I saw it, and I have got to we have got to talk about it, okay? Teresa. Baby, let me tell you, when I saw this, I want no more good, okay? Because they drunk drawn just gets it right. Just gets it all the way right. Okay. Teresa last night was like, come on, who next? Who next? Round them up, round them up, round them up. Okay. I will place the link for Drunk Drawn in the comment section down below because they be doing some, I mean, he does some wild stuff. Okay. So anyway, I just feel like, yeah, I feel like Louis was definitely, correct. Let's handle this outside of the party. And I felt like I don't know that it would have went well, but I definitely think that it would have definitely gone better than it did had Louis been there, and definitely better than it would have with the way it went. Okay. Um, so I don't know why John wanted to have this at the event. Maybe it was something that he wanted to make sure was filmed and get some type of apology on camera. I really don't know because the likelihood of it being aired is probably 10 times more likely if it happens at the event, okay, than if they shot a scene by themselves, okay? Now, then there is also the tea that has been revealed about John, okay, Rachel's husband, and him allegedly, not allegedly, I don't know, about him going to the jail, okay, back in the day, and for being the biggest dealer in Bergen or something like that. I don't know. They put out a statement or something about his past and whatnot. I don't care, to be honest with you. It just felt like one of those explosive, bomb drops that again we always get in the season premiere episode that sets the stage for the rest of the season. And this drama will continue on. And then there is talk of him being likened to use the double-sided dildo. I was like, now, why is the dildo in this conversation? How did we get here? Okay. So there's that bit of tea that Teresa allegedly got from his ex or the internet or into the interwebs, the dark web. I really don't know. Okay. But it was out there that, and I'm like, if he wants to use the dildo, let him use the dildo. I mean, who cares what these people do in the bed? I do not care what nobody do in the bedroom. I just don't. Maybe it's just me and just being at the point that I'm at in life. I just don't want to know what people doing in their bedroom. I don't care. I don't care. Okay. If you like it, I love it. Dildos for everybody. Anyway, so that leads to the big ponderosas of the night, right? The big explosions. Dolores's man gets into it with John because he's like agreeing with Louis and he's trying to stay neutral and trying to tell John, like, yo, listen, like, I think that you should have probably done that. And John is amped up and he not having it. And he feeling like, I feel like you with the ops. And I'm like, see, this is what to be honest with you, this is something that happens, I feel like, in reality TV a lot. And it happens where people lose sense of logic, right? Because this man is saying to you, he's offering you some advice about how you deal with a situation in a way that is leading that is likely going to lead to a resolution. You automatically assume that he's against you when he is probably looking out more or less for everybody's best interest and trying to say, hey, let's work this out so we can all just be bros. And all you hear is your anger from whatever has gone wrong with the person that y'all are talking about. And it's like, that's where, to me, anger outweighs logic, personally. Now, if it is just that you don't ever want to talk to this man again, then just let it be that. Okay. Just say that. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to see him. None of that. I don't yada yada yada. Okay, fine. Then we can agree that it's gonna be healthier for y'all not to talk. But if y'all are gonna meet, doing so at a party that ain't for you is not the place. It's just not. I would never advise that. And if you effed up a party because you wanted to have your moment, that I didn't even a party I didn't even know I was having, I don't know. Okay. I don't know about it because at the end of the day, now you into it with now Rachel wants Teresa to have a conversation with John. And I'm like, why? Why do you want why? And but Teresa's like, okay. Now, usually I'll be like this. Listen, I thought it was at first I was like, okay, John, you way down the bar. You need to stay down there when you had this conversation. Okay. Because I always feel like I don't really like conversations, but when between men and women when they get heated and then they don't, I just don't know. I just know it how it can play visually. And so for me, I'm kind of like, you know, ain't my thing. But he was with it. He was with it. Teresa was with it. Rachel was with it. Everybody was with it. So I was like, well, you know what? If y'all with it, let's go. Let's go. Okay, here we go. And so there they go off to the races, going at it. And Teresa's calling him out about his, time in the prison and being the biggest dealer in Bergen and all of that. And she's like, yeah, we both went to the jail. And so it was all kind of, and Teresa whipping this ponytail back and forth. I whip my head back and forth. I whip my head back and forth. And I was like, what is happening? What in the Willow Smith is happening here? Okay. So yeah, it was that. Oh, also, I forgot about the scene earlier too, where poor Dolores, she gonna be in the middle of this thing all season. Poor Dolores, she and I think his name Frank too. I don't know what that man's name is. The man from Ireland, Scotland. I don't know. Wherever he from. They met up with Teresa and Louis, and Teresa's all like, "Oh yeah, they all got together before the reunion last year." And Dolores is like, "So what?" In her confession, she's like, "So what? Everybody does it. Like y'all trying to make it seem like, that side is the only ones that get on people's sides." When it was just the other day that somebody was saying online, allegedly, I don't know that Teresa and or I think it might have been Jennifer was allegedly sending people screeners or something like that, or sending them stuff to let them know what was going on in the episodes before the episodes came out or something. I really don't know. And it'd be little stuff like that I'd be like, is it really that serious? Like, is it? I Okay. All right. Okay. That's what we at. Okay, cool. Cool. So anyway, that was episode 1 of season 14 for the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Let me know if you guys want me to continue with these little, rants and recaps of the season. And we'll see how it go. I mildly enjoyed this episode. It entertained me. You know what I'm saying? It was interesting to see. I'm interested to see where it's going, and we're gonna try to stick with it. I like that it comes on Sunday nights, kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Oh, and side note, I want to send a shout out to Miss Donnerson for your tea. I got your tea that you sent me. Thank you so much. It is the Country Peach Passion Herbal Tea. It is caffeine free. And I also want to send a shout out to my boo Ashley Moore, the CEO and owner of Body More Better. Okay, she sent me over about 5, 6, 7 chapsticks in here, and y'all know I lose them all the time. We got body butters in here of different flavors. Thank you for the Caribbean wood. We got what else? Sweet tobacco. I'm just appreciative. Anytime y'all send me something, I will definitely, share it with the audience. So that y'all know where to get your body butters from. Thank you so much for the tea. PO box is down in the description down below. I try to get there every so often. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult because it's very far from me. So anyway, with that being said, that is the news for today. If anything else pops off, definitely check back into the channel. Remember to tap into the trip, y'all. Remember to tap into the trip. We're going to Bali. We're going to Bali, baby. So let's get this thing rolling, and I will catch you guys in the next video.